How's it, and welcome to Late Tackle. We've had 2 weeks off brainstorming, thinking how we can mix things up and improve the show, and we've come up with some brilliant ideas, swapping seats, but also Mike and I spend a lot of time bonding. We're now at the level where we arrive without prior communication, wearing the same coloured shirts.
If you're a little bit kind of taken aback, just let us know and we'll go back to the way it was.
Today on the show, we ask, is there any justice in this world? Lately, the decisions and the Citing Commission of SANZAAR are not really making us as South African supporters all too happy.
We've seen a lot of cards this season, Anton. I mean, I know they've clamped down, especially on the dangerous tackling, but we've seen a lot of South African players spending times on the sidelines.
And I mean, those Sharks Oaks have had, they've had a torrid time. I mean, not obviously the greatest results. And in that same game where the red cards were dished out, Messam from New Zealand was getting a choke in there. I don't know if it was like, watching WWE or 50 Shades of Grey, but then he got off scot-free.
We often hear that if a guy has a good conduct in the hearing, I don't know if he wears a tie to the hearing or says please and thank you, or if he has a good disciplinary record, then they take off his ban. Because I don't know, I think it should be the other way around. If they have a bad disciplinary record, it should probably add to their ban. So that, for me, first of all, is a bit strange. If you look at the example of Frans Steyn, initially he had SANZAAR hearing and his red card was taken away 0 weeks. You can play, you're free to play. Then SANZAAR appeal their own hearing, have another one with a different panel, and from that, now he's completely guilty and it's 5 weeks.
Yeah.
That's quite a big difference.
I mean, and also I think this whole toe the line and be polite, that's nonsense, because we should have a strict right or wrong, not like you say, he wore shiny shoes and bowed his head as he walked in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a legal proceeding. He's had his agent representing him there, and it's clear that it's a completely different kind of punishment. So it's weird.
But now what's happened is the president of SARU, Oregon Hoskins, the big dog of South African rugby, who's normally quite staid and reserved, has gone out gunning for SANZAAR. He's taken aim at Greg Peters, and he said, I'm at my wits' end. And he's gone again. He said, you guys are being biased towards South African players.
I mean, Hoskins is a lawyer, and he was a citing commissioner. But I think it's interesting that he would come out and make such a public statement. I think it might be part of a bigger kind of political power play within SANZAAR and kind of SARU's place and South African rugby's place within SANZAAR.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of sentiment amongst South Africans. Our franchises and our players don't get the respect they deserve within SANZAAR. I mean, you look at these New Zealand matches and the stadiums are, there's tumbleweeds and 3 people shivering in the cold, whereas we pack out stadiums week in and week out and we have the biggest TV viewership. Do you think that maybe we just do have dirtier players?
I don't know about dirtier. I mean, I think South African rugby is all about being, physically dominant and aggressive, and that's definitely part of it. You look at a guy like Skalkberger, he goes flat out, 100%. Every minute he's on the field. Sometimes a tackle or two might be quite high, but I don't know.
But I also think we are just a physical, strong nation. And as in the words of the great philosopher P. Divvy, if you don't like rugby, you must play ballet. Getting onto the comments from 2 weeks ago, Charles Robertson said, please can you have more rugby highlights and less talking?
That's a little bit orkies.
On that note, our good friends at SuperSport have asked us to stop using their clips without permission. We are working with them, sending them boxes of chocolates, but for the time being, we can't do that. We still do have Thing of the Week. Fourth thing of the week, what we've done is we've got 3 stills, and I think if you play it really quickly, it's like those picture books.
Fast forward, maybe.
I mean,
now.
It looks great to me. I mean, very suitable. But older
Mark Richards getting cleaned out by Big Willem Alberts there. Apparently, he didn't even remember the game at all.
I think that's better. I mean, that kind of trauma. So I'm very happy that Mark lived. But for our friends from other countries come the World Cup, that is what happens when you try and make contact with Willem Alberts. Let that be a warning. It's
Right, well, we've had the French Rugby Union this week come out and basically say we want applications for the coach job for after the World Cup. So old Philippe said Andrea knows he's looking for
he must be quite bleak, but
another employer next year. And obviously now, the rumors in the French media are always ridiculous. But now just about every single coach in France is being linked with this job. And it's interesting that some people, especially here, are saying, maybe Jake White, maybe Nick Mallet, who speaks French, we know. But the French media seem to say, no, not a chance. The guy has to be French.
Right now, the French, with their French coaches, haven't been doing too well. So maybe they should try and mix it up. I think Nick Mallet personally would be a great option for them. Although, yeah, we'll have to see. Right, getting into predictions for the weekend up ahead. Crusaders, Chiefs.
Chiefs, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Hurricanes, Tars.
Canes have got to keep on winning.
Yeah, unbeaten thus far. Highlanders, Blues.
Highlanders at home, I'd say. Eh?
Yeah, agree with you. Brumbies, Rebels.
Brumbies.
Yes, all right. Okay, the Western Province B team, otherwise known as the Force, up against the Stormers.
Stormers against their B side.
Yeah, absolutely. Sharks, Bulls.
Sharks to bounce back. They have to sometime, eh?
I want them to because I feel so bad, but I'm afraid to say the Bulls are going to take it. Cheetahs, Reds.
Cheetahs.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheetahs are boys from Bloem. We would love to hear from you. If you have any comments, you can contact us on YouTube, Facebook, our website. Also, Twitter is #LateTackle365.
Plenty of options there.
Yeah, more options in the French rugby union at the moment. We have missed you guys. You know, I've gone into like a bit of withdrawal from. No one's criticized my hair in about 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a tough time. So please don't be strangers, guys. I'm Anton Taylor.
I'm Michael de Vries.
This is Late Tackle.